today? What you have some questions lined out, or?
I have not trained. I have out of 15, well, actually 26 campuses. I think I have maybe 5 who have been through end of the year processes.
Uh-huh.
And so I've not actually ever trained anybody on charges.
Okay.
So I kind of need a quick overview of charges and how it shows up in TIP and what they need to watch for the next year or anything that might crop up if they don't do it correctly.
Okay. Okay. So basically charges, student charges?
Yeah.
Okay. So now, are you a district or campus person?
I'm a district.
Okay, okay, that's
But
fine.
I need to be able to show the campuses how to do it on their end, not my end.
Right, exactly. Excuse me. So, so just a couple of background questions. You have 26 campuses, you said?
26 secondary campuses. The elementaries, yeah, I'm not even going to bother them.
Yeah, because now do they all distribute, including the elementaries?
The elementaries do not. They give it out to the teacher.
And they don't do that through TIPWeb?
Correct. Well,
Okay.
they do, but they put it to the teacher.
Right, you're right, yeah.
And of course, the teacher never knows who makes the damage, who does the damages, so.
Yeah, so they may actually have damages or charges themselves on the elementary.
Well, I don't think any of them at the elementary level know how to do it, and at this point, I don't want, there's 42 of them, and I really don't want to have to train them.
Right.
Because
I'm going to say that their damages are going to be, for the most part, minimal.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So it's the junior high and the high school that typically have the damages.
Right, okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and open TIPWeb and start our sharing here. Okay, so this is our TIPWeb campus site. This is the Learning Campus. Now, in order to work with charges, there's a number of ways you can add those charges, but we'll go straight to the students here.
Okay.
This is, of course, a list of the students. When you click on the name or the student ID, it comes up with the box at the bottom here. Let me move my little box here. Okay. So in the bottom rectangle, we have books assigned to Gina R. Abbott. And in that little box, we have, of course, all the books that have been assigned to her. We can do several different things with these books. We can collect them to storage. That's our book room. Or we can collect it to the teacher if the teacher has issued that to the student. And we can change the status. If we find out that's been lost, we can go in and change the status there to lost. And this last little column here, assess charges. So if I need to assess charges for Gina for her health book, say, I'm just going to click on that gold circle there. And it's going to open up my box. Now, as a district person, you will be the one that actually sets up the parameters here, the charge types, and the amount for those charge types. So you're going to do that on your district site?
Yes, I've already done that.
Okay, so you've got them all ready. So what they're going to go in, they're going to select the damage type, and of course, you know, anything that fits. Do these look similar to what you set up?
Yeah.
Okay, good deal. So we'll look at torn page, because a torn page doesn't necessarily make it unusable. So we're going to look at that torn page, and that's going to pull up the amount and you know, the actual torn page is going to list all that, and everything's already set up. So I'm going to save that. See if I remember how to do this. Okay. So there's our torn page, the charge amount, and of course all the student information. So I can print that out at this point. And that is actually...
and that would be a receipt?
This is actually it's going to be a notification.
Oh, no, it's just a notification, okay.
Right, because you're charging that.
Okay.
They haven't made any payments at this time. So this is, and of course it has the address, so it can be mailed to the parents, or I know a lot of people email these days. If you save it, then you can turn around and email that. But that is your notice there. Now, the way you're going to find charges for the most part is going to be by
the student's name, right?
Right, and someone has done some sort of a book check, and so you're going to have that charge there or you're going to find that damage, and so that's how you're going to determine what those charges are. So do you have do the campuses do a mid-year book check?
No.
Okay, all right. So like you said, if you've got a campus that does have a lot of those kind of issues, I would encourage them to do a mid-year book check. And then you can stay on top of it a little bit more, and everything's not at the end of the school year. However, that's certainly optional. I know they all have plenty to do already. So once I've assessed those charges, I'm going to go here. Now, if the student, if you noticed, and we can go back and look at that, but when I assessed that charge, added that charge, it also had a place for me to take payments at that same time. So if the student's there, they know they've torn the page or done whatever damage, and they know they're going to have to pay for it, and they pay for it right then you can, take the payment, satisfy the payment, and it's done right then and there. However, if that's not the case, that charge does go on to the student detail information here under the assessed charges. So when they come back later and make a payment, I've got a little icon here to make that payment. Now, $5, that doesn't seem like much, but if you're going to allow them to pay it out over a month or so, then they can come in and make a payment. And I'm going to save that. And so it shows the payment when I go back out here to the list of charges. It shows that I still have $4 due. So, I can take those payments up until the last amount is complete, and it automatically satisfies that charge. If for some reason, excuse me?
If for some reason the administration on that campus does not like that amount that we've assessed, can they go in and put in the amount the child paid for and click satisfied, that is satisfied the administrator?
Yes, ma'am, they sure can. They sure can. So I have $4 due, so like I said, the administrator's going to come back and say, okay, I'm not going to take any more from this student. I know they can't afford it, or for whatever reason, they're going to mark up a payment and check that box, and then they can put notes here.
Okay, but they have to put in other words, they can't leave it saying or charge amount $5 and they're only paying $1, and they can't just say that's it and satisfied. They still have to put in the $4.
They could do the $1. Okay, we'll do it. We'll start over and
okay.
For we'll say John Smith. Okay. So let's go back then. Okay. So that shows it's satisfied. So let's go back out here. And we're going to get a different student here. Okay. Damaged cover. Okay. Now, do you want them to satisfy it right now, or do you want? Are they going to come back later and satisfy it?
Sometimes they come back later, and the parent gets the letter saying that they owe charges, and she disputes it, saying I can't pay that. I can only pay this amount, and the administrator says okay. So they would go in here and just do like you did before.
Okay, so we're going to save it.
Okay, yes, save.
And we're going to assume that they sent that letter out to the parent. The parent gets the letter. And, oops, sorry, wrong one. Assistant, okay. Details. Okay, so I'm going to look at these assessed charges. Parent is called. It's our Glencoe Algebra. And so we're going to click on the payment. How much is this parent going to pay?
Probably $5.
$5, okay. And I'm going to click it there. Now, again, they can make the notes, parents paid. Oops. Well, I just can't type today. It's too cold. Okay, so $5. Parent, PAID, 5. Balance, satisfied, per John Smith. And I've already got the date. It's already going to show up there. But I can. Nah, I don't need to put anything else. That's enough. Okay. So, got my payment, my information, and I'm just going to click that satisfied button and save. So there we go. I've got all the information I need there. I know, first of all, that parent and our student did not pay the full amount of $10, but it was satisfied, so it's going off their record. That may come in later, handy later. You know, if this happens a lot, we may want to rethink whether I'm going to satisfy those charges without having them pay the full amount, because obviously somebody is not getting the point that they are accountable for those materials. That's what I'm encouraging, accountability.
Yeah,
you know.
But my problem is I can't go over what the administration says.
I know, yeah. That's true. And of course that, you know, we know that, and you know, that's one of those things when I was actually working on campus with textbooks, I was the district textbook coordinator, but of course, you know, same deal. You know, I didn't have actual much authority on the campuses.
Right.
And it's one of those deals like, well, you know, that's out of my hands. I can't worry about it. So, you know, if that's what they decide to do, you know, that's certainly their decision. So, what else is that? Is there anything else?
Basically, it was the charges for right now. I'm having a meeting with them all on the 18th of February, and I'm trying to get all my little ducks in a row.
I see. Well, let me make sure there's nobody else that's here that has some burning questions. Okay. Okay, well, if you think of anything else, and I'm going to research that, and if I find, an answer to that question, I will definitely email that to you. Is that okay?
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Okay. And
okay?
of course, if you have any other questions, anytime, you've got the contact for the support team at Hayes.
Yeah.
And they're always happy to help you out there, so.
I know.
You know them?
Oh, I know them, yes.
Okay, well, great. Well, I thank you for asking me something that I'm going to have to do some research on, and I hope your meeting goes well, and like I said, we're always here for you, and have a great day.
All right, thanks so much, Linda. I really appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
All righty.
Okay, bye-bye.